Check the rear tandem, just the same as you checked up there. Same thing, springs, tires, between the tires for spacing. Check the rim, lug nuts, axle seals. Okay, then as you move on back, you got your splash guards here. Make sure the splash guards there are in good shape. Check your brakes on both axles, same as you did up on the front. You're going to check the hose, the chamber, slack adjusters, brake shoes, and drum. Okay, looking at the rear lights, make sure your rear lights are all working properly. Check the frame as you walk back here on the trailer. Make sure the frame's in good shape, no cracks, no welds, or anything that shouldn't be there. Make sure that all the parts that are supposed to be there are there, such as the rivets and whatnot. Make sure all your marker lights are in good shape. Reflector tape is on there, and your reflectors within the lights. Come back here to the landing gear. Make sure the landing gear is all the way up, and the handle for the landing gear is properly stowed. Okay, still walking on back, you look at it. Okay, and since this is a grain trailer with the hopper doors on it, make sure the hopper doors are closed and this is in the locked position. Okay, on this one you got your lineup right there that tells you when you got it there in place. And still looking at it as you come on back. Same thing with this one, make sure these are all closed. Come right on back. If this had sliding tandems on it, you check the hose that would be in there, and of course it's going to hang down because it's got to be able to be moving. This one doesn't have it, so you just check here, check the springs, the brakes, the tires, the rims, the wheels, and on here you've got the hub oilers right there that you can see the hub oiler to see whether or not that you've got enough oil in there. And if there isn't, of course you're going to have to fill it. Makes it a little easier there. Same thing here. Come around to the back. Okay, on these, this one does have a tarp handle on it, so make sure the tarp handle is secured in its bracket. Make sure that the ladder is in good shape. All of the lights are in where they're supposed to be. You've got the proper markings on the back of the trailer. The mud flaps, splash guards, make sure they're in good shape. And then of course you'd go up the other side and do the same thing. For the test, all we got to do is one side. Okay, then we got in the cab. Okay, in the cab, first thing you want to do is make sure everything is in good shape to where you're going to be getting in or out, and that the steps are in good shape, everything's tight, your handle is tight. So then get up into the truck. And since we have checked the safety equipment outside, some of the trucks will have it inside. So wherever it is, make sure you got the safety equipment, which is fire extinguisher, reflectors, and spare fuses if the truck is not equipped with circuit breakers. Check your steering wheel play, and it really should be running, and there shouldn't be more than 2 inches of play on the steering wheel. Okay, then you go ahead and you start the truck up, and for the sake of the noise we won't start it right now, but you should get oil pressure within 5 seconds. Check your voltmeter, make sure that your voltmeter is up in the green. Check your air pressure gauges, see where your air pressure is at. Okay, check when you're getting ready to start it. Make sure it's in neutral. Make sure the clutch is working properly. You should have at least 1 inch of play in the clutch. Go ahead and check all your other gauges once it starts. If it's building air pressure, let it build so it gets up to 120. While that's happening, go ahead and check your horns. Check your air horn up here on this one. Go ahead, check your heater defroster. Make sure the controls work freely. Move them back and forth, and that the fan comes on and blows in both sections of it, whether it's on defrost or it's on heat. Check the windshield for cracks, non-transparent material, stone chips, anything that would get in the way. Check your windshield wipers. Make sure that the windshield wipers the blades are good shape, also that they come on and go back and forth on the windshield to clear it. Check your mirrors, make sure they're in proper adjustment for you. And by now you should have your air pressure build up. So once the air pressure is built up to 120, go ahead and shut the truck off, release all the parking brakes, and then watch the gauge for 1 minute. And in 1 minute, with the engine off, the key on, it can't drop more than 4 psi with a combination vehicle like this. If it was a straight truck, it can't drop more than 2 psi. Okay, then you go ahead. Didn't drop, watch it for 1 minute, then you put good firm pressure on the brake pedal. Hold that pressure. for 1 minute again and watch the gauge. A combination vehicle can't drop more than 4, and a straight truck it can't drop more than 3. Okay, it didn't drop, so now you go ahead and you pump the brake pedal, and when the pressure gets down to somewhere near 60 psi, then your low warning should come on. It can be a light, a buzzer, a bell, or a combination of the two. Then as you continue to pump the pressure on down, when the pressure gets down to somewhere between 20 and 45, usually right around 30, then the knobs over here will pop out, both the trailer and the tractor valve. At that point, you've got the brakes locked back up again. Go ahead and start the vehicle up. On this one, this has got a dual air brake system. So now on this one, it has to build pressure from 85 to 100 in 45 seconds. Then it has to, of course, build on back up to the 120, 125, wherever it's set, and then it should go back into the idle mode. Okay, then you go ahead, when you get pressure built back up, check and test your parking brakes. Pull the park brake on, put it in low gear, and just ease the clutch up so it takes and pulls the engine down. You don't have to try to stall it or anything like that. Then go ahead and check your trailer. Make sure your trailer brakes are holding. Push in the yellow knob, pull out the red knob. Do the same thing. That'll tell you that the trailer brakes are holding. Okay, then as you go accelerate up to 3 to 5 miles per hour and hit the brakes to see whether or not the truck stops, of course, and then also that it doesn't pull right or left. And after you get all that done, you have got the inspection done with the exception of just checking the lights. Anybody got any questions?